Episode 25. Submitted by Cass. Providence, Rhode Island. 29. Read exactly as submitted. I answered a listing for a room in a 3-story house on the east side of Providence, and I lived there 14 months. And almost every morning of those 14 months, there was a yellow sticky note on the coffee maker. Same handwriting every time. Small, tilted backward. The kind of writing that looks like somebody got corrected out of being left-handed as a kid. Same 4 words. Sorry about last night. I found the first one on my 3rd morning. I read it twice and peeled it off and stuck it inside the cabinet where we kept the mugs, because throwing it out felt rude. I assumed he'd had people over. I'd gone to bed at 9:30. I was opening at a bakery then, 4 a.m., and I have slept like a stone my whole life. My mother used to say you could carry me in from the car, and I'd wake up the next morning asking how we got home. So, noise. That's what I decided it was. And once you decide a thing like that, you never decide it again. On the second note, I wrote back, "No worries, didn't hear a thing," with a little smiley face, and left it on the counter, and he never answered it. And the next morning there was a fresh one on the machine. He was fine, is the part I have trouble getting across. Quiet guy in his 30s, did medical billing from home, paid rent early, kept his shelf in the fridge neater than mine. We watched the Pats a few Sundays. When my car got towed, he drove me across town to the lot in the rain and wouldn't take gas money. The notes just became the house, like the loose board on the stairs. I stopped reading them and started peeling them, one motion, same hand that reached for the filter. Sometimes his pad ran out and he'd buy more, and there'd be pink ones for a week. Then yellow again. My friends thought it was hilarious. I told it as a bit. My roommate apologizes every morning for something I slept through. I've got a cabinet door papered in apologies. I'm the most forgiven man in Rhode Island. A girl I was seeing said it was sweet, that he was probably just anxious, that she wished more men apologized for anything at all. I went to my parents in Fall River for Thanksgiving. 4 nights. Came back Sunday. Dropped my bag. Went to make coffee. There were 4 of them on the machine. 1 for each morning I hadn't been in the building. I laughed out loud in the kitchen by myself, because it was so committed, like the habit ran whether I was there or not. I never once asked him about it for over a year. That sounds insane, saying it out loud. But you don't interrogate the one thing in a house that's the same every single day. Then in January I was heading out for a shift, and he was at the table with his laptop, and I pulled the note off the machine and said, "You can retire these, man. I never hear anything. I'd sleep through a fire." He didn't look up from the screen. He said it in the voice you'd use for the weather. He said, "It isn't about noise. I write it before I go up, so it's already done. Then it doesn't matter what I decide at 2 in the morning." I said, "What?" And he said, still not looking up, same flat voice, "You leave your door open. I've asked you twice." He hadn't. I would have remembered that. I stood there with the note in one hand and my keys in the other. And then I said, "Okay," and I went to work, because it was 4 in the morning and I was opening. I moved out in March. Neither of us ever brought it up again. He helped me carry the couch down the front steps and shook my hand at the curb and told me to take care of myself. The room is listed again. Same house, same photos. I know that light in the kitchen. It's cheap for the east side, and it's 4 blocks from the train, and the ad says the current tenant is quiet, clean, works from home, and keeps regular hours.